Do you have a side hustle where you've ever 1099 someone? Well, you might be eligible for $10,000 from the new stimulus bill that says if you're self-employed or you 1099 people or you have employees, you might be able to get $10,000 for free. Holy smokers, whoever thought you would have come to a YouTube video and gotten $10,000 for free just for being a self-employed business owner? Oh my gosh, the government is literally giving $10,000 grants away just for asking. And I know this sounds like a sleazy commercial to say this, but yeah, it's limited time only, first come, first serve. Once the grant money's gone, they're out. So good thing I'm making this video like ASAP as breaking news, because honestly, I don't think anybody's really covered this in detail yet. And what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm going to break down exactly what is in the Senate approved bill, which is expected to be signed by the House today or tomorrow. And the president expects to sign that shortly after that, in which case then it's go time for this. You gotta be prepared for this, but basically the government is handing out $10,000 emergency grants as long as you are self-employed, you have employees, or you 1099 people. I'll talk more about how to qualify for this. We're gonna break this all down, how to qualify for it, how to get it, what you gotta use the money for, and if you get denied for the loan, do you get to keep the $10,000? Spoiler, yeah, you still get to keep the $10,000, so you gotta watch this video. Okay, folks, you ready for this? Here we go. What you're looking for is an economic injury disaster loan. This loan is forgivable. That is, as long as you spend it on approved things, which I'm gonna talk about, obviously, it is forgivable. Stay tuned for that. You can get between $10,000 all the way up to $10 million forgivable. Let me just say that again. $10,000 as a check instantly, like right away, and then a loan for up to $10 million forgivable for free. Like, this is free money. There are two ways to start this process. Number one, through the SBA website, which is the easiest way. I'm gonna walk you through this. The second way to start the process is by going to a bank or credit union, and you want to ask for the person who does SBA loans. SBA stands for Small Business Administration. Now, yes, that's the same SBA that has a ton of paperwork and can be a headache to deal with. But the good news is Congress is doing everything in their power to streamline this process. And guess what the bill actually says? The bill actually says that within 3 days of you applying for this SBA loan, doesn't matter if you get it or not, it literally says you could be denied and you will still get within 3 days a $10,000 grant. This goes away. This is like temporary. I believe there are only $10 billion available for this grant, which $10 billion sounds like a lot, but if you divide 10 billion by $10,000, that means there are only 100,000 grants. So you better hop to it. Just look at the view count on this video and assume that's how urgent it is for you to get this money. Now, I'm just gonna put a little note of speculation in here. My guess is if this program is really successful and the outbreak continues in the long term, we'll actually see more of these grants approved, but that's complete speculation. So get on this now. Now, in order to apply, you wanna go down to the description, which is exactly where you're gonna see a coupon code for my real estate investing course, my do-it-yourself property management course, a real estate agent sales course, and course on money, so you have something to do while you wait for your $10,000. But yes, directly below the links for my awesome, amazing programs, thank you for listening to this, is the link to apply for this loan. So let's get serious again here and tell you what this money is for. Quick note, before I mention the approved uses for this money, in order to get the $10,000, you are going to have to go through a credit check. Now, there's nothing that says you have to have good or excellent credit. The bill does not say you have to have a certain credit score. I personally believe they're requiring credit checks to prevent individuals for applying for this loan multiple different times. Because all of us only have one social security number, I think that's kind of their way of limiting the people who are able to apply for this and making sure people aren't applying for this multiple times. My speculation, but they will run your credit. If you don't yet have credit, that might be okay, apply for it anyway, but oh my gosh, get like the Apple card and pay it off every month. Like, start establishing credit. There's no excuse. Do not pay cash and debit cards. I'll go on a rant about that. By the way, if you like free stuff, like free $10,000, then you may as well also open a stock trading account with Webull, deposit $100 and get up to $1,400 in the form of 2 stocks completely for free. Now, if you're unlucky, you'll get a lot less, but you'll still get 2 free stocks. Cheers, and let me know which stock you got. What you're applying for through this program is a loan from the government to help you spend money on approved business expenses. That includes pay for employees, that includes health insurance, sick pay, like group health policy and insurance premiums for everybody. It includes the match on retirement accounts, mortgage payments, lease payments, debt service payments for like business equipment. If it's business related, it's approved. You could see the full list in the actual bill, which I'll link below as well. The cool thing about all these approved uses is there are a lot of reasons you could spend this money. There is a limit though. You can't on like a prorated basis pay an employee more than $100,000 a year with this money, which makes sense, but that's like a minor little kind of asterisk they have. There's a lot of stuff you can spend money on here. Pretty much anything you need to keep your business afloat might qualify as, usable money from this loan, which is awesome. And remember, it's a forgivable loan. In fact, in the bill itself, it says SBA is not allowed to require any kind of collateral. It used to be that you'd have to like pledge business assets or like real estate to get loans like this. Nope, no collateral and no personal guarantee to be able to get this loan. Now, what if you don't have employees? Like how can you know that you qualify for this? Well, here's exactly what the text says. The text says you qualify for this loan and the $10,000 grant if you've been in business prior to February 2020, you have employees, or really big, or you 1099 people, which think about what that means for a second. If you are a real estate agent and you are self-employed, you don't have any employees, but you are a self-employed business, you generally 1099 people, or your CPA does for you. That is, you write a 1099 to the dude that does a photography for you, or your handy person, or your sign installer. That's good. That means technically, based on the verbiage within that law, you qualify, because as long as you've been in business prior to Feb 2020, you either have employees or you 1099 someone else, you qualify for the loan. And then they figure out how much of a loan you got by taking all of the approved expenses that you have, like your payroll expenses, and they multiply it by 2.5. So for example, let's say you pay yourself a $5,000 salary. You're an S Corp or you're sole proprietor, you pay yourself $5,000 a month, and your employee gets $3,000 per month. That's $8,000 combined. Times 2.5 is $20,000. This means you're applying for a $20,000 forgivable loan by filling out a stupid piece of paper that's gonna take you like 5 minutes to do. Okay, it's probably gonna take you a little bit longer, but it's really easy to fill out. $20,000 loan is what you're going for in this case. You're gonna get $10,000 as a grant, unless that money runs out, right away, upfront, for free. Now, if they deny your loan, you just don't get the other $10,000. You still get to keep the $10,000 grant. So if you're in doubt, just apply. This morning, I mentioned this to all of my course members because we do a daily live stream Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And I told all of my course members, first of all, I told them about this first. Sorry, YouTube world, I gotta take care of my course members first. But I told all of them about this first so they can get in and apply. But some people had some very legit questions, like what do I do if I have a W-2, but I also have a side hustle and I have a small business side hustle that's, impacted by this outbreak? Or what if I have rental properties and they're creating income for me and I don't do anything else? Apply. You can't get hurt by applying. All you're doing by applying is increasing your chance of getting your $10,000 right away, which is good. And if you get denied for the loan, oh well. The way the bill is written, and again, we're still waiting for the House to pass it and the president to sign it, but the way the bill is written right now says if you just apply and you have your credit run and you're actually a business that was in business prior to 2020, you should be eligible to get this $10,000 grant. Now, obviously, I don't know all of the details in this. I'm just literally reading the bill, which you can fact check me by just reading the bill yourself, linked below. So don't sue me if I missed something in terms of some eligibility for this $10,000 credit. But it looks pretty obvious to me that when the bill itself says you get $10,000 even if you get denied for the loan, it to me sounds like you're getting $10,000 even if you get denied for the loan. Now here's how this whole loan thing works. If you get approved for the loan, you're not supposed to have any administration fees on the loan, and the interest rate on the loan is supposed to be under 4%. I believe it's like 3.75 or something like that. No payments are required on this loan for the first 6 months. It goes into immediate complete payment deferral, and you can extend that up to 1 year. Again, you could get this by applying through the SBA online or go to a bank. Now, it looks like on this loan, there's going to be a 10-year term. And remember, I mentioned a few times that this is a forgivable loan. Forgivable does mean that at some point in the future, you have to actually request forgiveness. Remember, no personal guarantee and no collateral. And they say it's forgivable as long as you spend it on approved things. I think the reason they say it's forgivable rather than just straight up forgiven is because if you end up spending this money on things that are not approved purchases, like you get a loan and then you go on a vacation to Hawaii, or you go on a cruise, not sure why you go on a cruise right now, but let's say you did, well then at least it gives them the opportunity to go, okay, sure, we'll forgive your loan, but let's see what you spent the money on. Oh, cruise? Yep, we're not forgiving that part. Guess you owe us 4% interest or whatever it is. I think that's just sort of a way for them to do the math on non-approved purchases. Now, what about taxes? Well, in terms of taxes, if you're a business person, you probably already know that this is for business expenses. So if you've got $1,000 in business expenses and you get $1,000 in income that you spend on business expenses, you shouldn't have any kind of taxable consequence. Obviously, talk to a CPA. I'm just some dude on the internet, and yeah, I mean, read the info for yourself, but at least you got a heads up on this because it's cray-cray. Now, how do you apply for the loan? Let's just go through that together right now. So this right here is the page you're going to see when you click on the link down below. I honestly, I wish this was an affiliate link, but it's not, okay? I get no benefit by you clicking on this link other than it makes me happy that you're gonna get some money, hopefully. That's the goal, right? Apply online. Do this early because I think their websites and servers and stuff are probably gonna start crashing if too many people do this. Literally go over here to downloadable business forms and just click on business loan application. Click on that. Fill it out. This looks like a lot of work. I did this in 4 minutes before going to sleep yesterday because you skip the first part, you literally apply, you say, all right, economic injury, what are you? Are you an S corporation? Are you a sole prop? Whatever, write that in here. Doesn't matter if you're sole prop, click other. Write your trade name, your address, how to contact you. Second page, put your legal name, boom, you fill in the yes or no's right here, and you literally sign it. That's it. It's 2 pages long. I'm telling you, you can get through this application within 5 minutes. It looks longer because they've got some other disclosures and junk here. But they do also tell you that you are going to have to send them some other information. Here's the other information you're probably going to have to send them. You're gonna have to sign something called a 4506T. That just basically lets them request the records for your tax returns from the government. No problem. In fact, they give you a link for all of these things right here. So in this long list, you might not need everything, but like if you click on it, there you go. There's the 4506T. Wow, 1 page, quick signature and fill it out. Really easy. Do it. Like, don't procrastinate this. Just do it right away before the money's gone. I'm telling you, this sounds like a sleazy commercial, but I'm just trying to make this very clear that when grant money is gone, grant money is gone. Now, you are gonna have to submit your tax returns, which should not be a big deal. Just submit the most recent tax return that you filed. There's a personal finance statement that you have to do and a schedule of liabilities. It's the 413 and 222. So go over here, look for 413. There we go. Here's the 413. You write down your assets. This one's a little bit of a pain. It's like 2 pages of bank accounts and stock accounts and stuff. That is a pain, I get it. But just do it. Now here's the schedule of liabilities form. They put it under the instruction for schedules of liabilities, so they messed up the link, but fill it out. Not a big deal, just fill it out really quick. And there you go, you've pretty much boxed everything off. Must be submitted. The application, we got it, the 4506T, it's 1 page, big deal. Tax returns, no problem, submit what you've got. Personal finance statement, schedule of liability, great, get it in, submit that. Now they might end up asking you for a current year-to-date profit and loss statement, big deal, export it from QuickBooks, or just write it up on a spreadsheet, just submit something. And it does say, please provide within 7 days of the information request. So my guess is you could literally just submit this stuff right now, which is stuff you have already. Just if you've only got your 2018 tax return, then submit that one. Like, big deal. Just submit what you've got, get it in, and line up to pick up your free helicopter money, because that is the country that we live in. We give away free money. I love that about this country. Like, I don't know about you, it makes me a little bit nervous. Like, we're gonna see inflation, but I made a whole video on whether I think we're gonna see inflation or not. But, oh my gosh, folks, if you have not yet hit the red subscribe button after this video, which apparently like 60% of you who watch my video, which probably means I'm talking to you, have not clicked the subscribe button, this is the kind of stuff you gotta subscribe for. So return the favor, press subscribe, join me in the courses linked below. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time.